Welcome to the European Press Conference for spoga+gafa 2020 in Cologne, ladies and gentlemen. spoga+gafa is the world's largest garden lifestyle trade fair, and we are very happy that you are joining our press conference right now. My name is Camilla Biasi and I'm going to be your host of this press conference. And actually, we should have been meeting up in Warsaw today, but the current times are predetermining alternative paths, which will, and I'm very sure about that, prove to be equally exciting and informative. This is also a new path for us, which we are eagerly looking forward to treating. Our aim is to present you today with all information on the situation regarding the trade fairs, but also, of course, specifically on spoga+gafa, which is scheduled to take place in Cologne just under 5 months' time from 6 to 8 September. Today, we are awaiting general and special information on Koelnmesse from the new Chief Operating Officer of Koelnmesse GmbH, Oliver Frese, who will be kicking off today's press conference. Subsequently, we will hear from the Vice President Catja Caspary, then John W. Herbert, General Secretary of the European DIY Retail Association EDRA and the Global Home Improvement Network GHIN, followed by the Chairwoman of the Association of German Garden Centers, Martina Mensing-Meckelburg, and last but of course not least, Stefan Lohrberg, Director of spoga+gafa. We will now like to commence with Oliver Frese. Mr. Frese, this is your very first spoga+gafa, so it's the opportunity for many of our spectators and visitors to really get to know you. So maybe you would like to introduce yourself, and after that we are looking forward to hear your thoughts on the prevailing situation. Mr. Frese, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much. That is a pleasure for me also. My name is Oliver Frese. I was appointed as a Chief Operating Officer of Koelnmesse on the 1st of January 2020. And before this, I was a member of the Executive Board of Deutsche Messe in Hanover for many years. As you can see, my first trade fair year here in Cologne is really extremely turbulent.
Yes, many trade fairs have to be postponed or even cancelled as a result of the current situation. So what is the situation for spoga+gafa at the moment?
As you know, in keeping with the requirements of the authorities, here at Koelnmesse we have cancelled or postponed all events in Cologne until the end of June. After the German federal government banned all large events, we have now introduced a purely digital format for the Gamescom at the end of August. However, the preparations for spoga+gafa 2020 are still going ahead at full speed. It is our declared aim to open the trade fair on the planned date. Our exhibitors are showing really high interest in the event, and due to the fact that other industry events have had to be cancelled or postponed, we are once again recording increased growth in the numbers of applications. This is why I find it particularly important to at least hold on to spoga+gafa as a vital platform for the green industry. We will lay down and implement criteria and measures that make this possible. As a trade fair with B2B orientation, spoga+gafa fundamentally distinguishes itself from sports events and folk festivals such as, for example, Munich Oktoberfest, at which hundreds of thousands of people move around in confined spaces. At our event, over the course of 3 days, 40,000 visitors move around on 230,000 square meters of exhibition space. We are thus in a position to adhere to the demanded distance regulations and will ensure structured, purely business-oriented conditions by implementing further strict stipulations. The exhibitors and visitors can rely on us dealing with the situation prudently, in the best interest, of course, for all partners.
And what kind of security does spoga+gafa offer to the exhibitors and trade visitors in case that the trade fair cannot take place as planned?
Yeah, for us it is really important to give our exhibitors and visitors the utmost planning security possible. Should we have to postpone spoga+gafa, which we really currently do not think will be the case, we will of course refund any payments made by the exhibitors and visitors to 100%. Should they not want to or not able to take part on the postponed dates. If the worst case scenario arises and we have to cancel spoga+gafa, we will also refund any payments made to us to 100%. This is all speculations, you know, but we will, however, in any case, inform all parties accordingly in due course, so that the exhibitors and visitors have as much as time as possible to plan and react to the given circumstances.
Talking about relevance, which relevance does spoga+gafa have for the industry amid these difficult times?
One thing is sure, things won't be the same again after Corona. Trade fairs will take on a special role in future, namely that of reviving industries and companies, and will contribute towards making up for losses again. Connecting the players, reactivating economic ties and establishing new business in the post-Corona era will be more important than ever before. There will be changes to the production, logistics, for example, sales and communications. Trade fairs will show the industries the solutions for a successful future. The imminent resumption of the trade fairs will contribute towards the promotion of sales more than ever before. And the inquiries we are receiving underline the fact that a host of exhibitors, for example in the barbecue segment, are requesting an extended amount of exhibition space. I can say really at the moment the demand is absolutely high.
So the demand is high. Let me ask you, what are your hopes for spoga+gafa?
Yes, for me finally, and here I speak on behalf of the whole team from the executive board of Koelnmesse, the entire Koelnmesse team and the spoga+gafa team, it is extremely important that we do everything in our power to find our way back on course to a successful trade fair. And you can rest assured that all the steps and decisions we take will always be in the best interest of our exhibitors and visitors. And we are looking really forward to a successful spoga+gafa here at our fairgrounds in Cologne from the 6th till the 8th of September.
Many thanks to our new Chief Operating Officer of Koelnmesse, Mr. Frese. It was a pleasure to have you here.
It was a pleasure for me.
We will now come to Catja Caspary, who is very well known to all of you, and we are very happy to have her with us today. Mrs. Caspary, thank you very much that you're putting yourself at the disposal of our journalists to provide them with all the information. And the next spoga+gafa is taking place here in Cologne from 6 to 8 September 2020. And of course, we would like to know, how are the preparations going on for the world's largest garden lifestyle trend fair under these current situation and, let's say, conditions?
The preparations for spoga+gafa are running at full speed. The garden and balcony have never been such relevant places of retreat as in current situation. So whether working on the balcony or enjoying one's evening meal on the terrace, one's own patch of green is more important than ever in these times of social distancing. And so despite all the challenges, we are highly motivated.
Could you tell me something about the current planning status for spoga+gafa 2020?
Yeah, keeping all the current obstacles in mind, we are very well positioned and we are expecting the same figures as in 2019. At the current point in time, we are recording an excellent number of applications, 2,100 exhibitors from 60 countries. So 95% of the planned exhibition space is already booked, and our level of internationality has increased by 6%. So the top players from the entire industry will find an outstanding offer at spoga+gafa, and we will be once again the largest garden lifestyle trade fair in the world.
Your visitors are empirically highly international too. How many visitors attended last year?
Last year, 40,000 trade visitors, top decision makers and multiplayers from 124 countries attended, and 65% of them came from abroad.
And what can these visitors really experience at spoga+gafa?
Our visitors can experience a lot. Our exhibition space is spanning 230,000 square meters, and the garden will be presented in all its facets at spoga+gafa with fresh ideas, innovations and trends. And the product range extends from furniture and outdoor decoration to barbecue and outdoor kitchens, through plants and smart technologies. So everything that the green heart desires.
Sounds perfect. Last year, the trend theme City Gardening was presented at spoga+gafa. What awaits us this year?
Yeah, the trend theme this year at spoga+gafa 2020 is Sustainable Gardens. And this trend theme will be presented all across the whole entire trade fair. And especially in times like these, sustainability definitely gains an even more special relevance.
And how are you implementing the key trend theme in this spoga+gafa this year?
Together with all of the trade fair participants, we are asking ourselves the question, what does sustainability in the garden mean? And are the expectations of the market players coherent with those of their customers? And we will then provide answers in the scope of expert lectures or product shows. And we present the innovative approaches of all the exhibitors, of course, as well. And we will offer theme-specific tours of the fairgrounds and surrounding areas for the visitors. Yeah, as such, our exhibitors and visitors can expect a spoga+gafa in 2020, which will present its leading theme, Sustainable Gardens, to all of the parties involved in that. So spoga+gafa will offer them a clear added value.
Well, however, in addition to the trend theme of spoga+gafa, there are many other events and special exhibitions presented. What is this year's trend show about and what can we expect on further highlights?
We have several highlights on offer again this year. For the third time, the trend show Outdoor Furniture and Decoration is demonstrating pioneering design from the garden industry at spoga+gafa. And based on the global megatrends, the focus here is on future-looking development for the design of outdoor areas. And this year's themes are sustainability, urbanization, the silver society, and individualization.
Last year, the Gardena Garden Award celebrated its grand premiere. What can we look up to in 2020?
Yes, the award was a total success and Fita was the last year winner. And the product, a smart plant, was a smart plant sensor beam. And so we're convinced that our partner Gardena will present again top innovative startups this year and give them the chance to present on spoga+gafa stage. And yeah, so it's a win-win situation.
Let me ask you one question. Is the trend theme outdoor kitchen still a trend?
Yeah, of course. Outdoor kitchens are still a booming trend and this segment is successfully establishing itself on the market. So consequently, our outdoor kitchen world will be there again this year. And spoga+gafa will once more present the entire spectrum of the market in its unique form. So our visitors can experience beautifully designed technology, witness the newest outdoor kitchen trends and marvel at the upcoming innovations in this fast-growing sector. As you will see with the outdoor kitchen world and many other events, we will once again underline that spoga+gafa is the added value and theme platform of the industry. And we believe in this chosen path and we are looking forward to presenting this exhibitors and visitors a unique trade fair experience again.
Mrs. Caspary, thanks. First of all, thank you very much. That's quite a lot. Would you like to add something else?
Yeah, we can all very much look forward to the upcoming spoga+gafa. Spoga+gafa has something for everyone thanks to its wide spectrum, diversity and depth of themes. And I thank our exhibitors, visitors and the accompanying associations for their trust. And I promise that we will accompany them along the path ahead in an equally focused, vigilant and transparent manner. And I look forward to seeing you again in Cologne in 5 months' time and stay safe and take care.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Caspary, for all the insights concerning spoga+gafa 2020. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Right now we will come up to two special greetings for you, ladies and gentlemen. A few days ago we met John W. Herbert, and he's the General Secretary of EDRA and GHIN, and we are happy that he took the time to make a little video for you guys, which is going to be followed by Martina Mensing-Meckelburg, Chairwoman of the Association of German Garden Centers, and we thank you for your time.
My name is John Herbert, and I'm the General Secretary of the European DIY Retail Association, EDRA, and the Global Home Improvement Network, GHIN. We represent probably the largest 214 home improvement companies throughout the world as an association, as a network. This year, 2020, has been a crazy year. We were so optimistic and looking forward to a record year again. But then came the coronavirus, which, as we all know, has turned the world in turmoil. Nearly all the retail shops around the world, around the globe, are closed. But luckily, our products are seen, and I thank also my colleagues from the other associations and all the companies for doing so well to convince the government that the products we sell in our stores are really essential products for the home. So today, nearly all the stores around the world are open, with the exception of 17 companies. So I think we can feel very pleased about this development. Going forward, I think the main thing now is health and safety. This is extremely important, and I think all the companies in our network will be doing all our can to make sure the customers and make sure the associates are really safe, and then we can do business. I don't think we'll have the same business we do every year, but I don't think it will be too bad. But now, of course, we're looking forward to the spoga+gafa. It is without question the world's largest trade fair for the garden and garden products. It is a must for all the merchants from around the world who are associated with garden to go to this trade fair. There are so many innovations. The industry have prepared all over the year for new products, and it's the new products that take a good share of the business going forward, and therefore every merchant should be doing all he can to make sure he finds that product, the product, that can make such a difference. So all in all, we're very, very optimistic about the spoga+gafa. The other thing is, because of the coronavirus, there is of course a need to get back to nature. And I think that things like sustainable gardens, for example, will also be an area where we will see huge growth going forward. So it started badly 2020, but I really genuinely believe that things are not going to be too bad, providing we really look after the health and safety issue.
My name is Martina Mensing-Meckelburg. I'm the president of the German Garden Center Association. Our members are the private family-owned garden centers. Normally, the weather has the biggest impact to our industry. But this year is a coronavirus, which came like a tornado to all of us. But luckily, we have had an excellent cooperation in between our green branch and with other associations. So we speak conform together, and we scored that we could open our stores. Always with the highest carefulness for the safety and healthy to our customers and to our employees. I really hope that this kind of cooperation will continue. We have so many big issues we have to solve in the future. Let's say, talk about sustainability or climate change. Together in distance, that's a new normal. We have to look forward to be interesting to our customers. We, the garden centers, must present always a new and innovative assortment. After a long break, it's time to get an excellent touch point to start in our new normal life. The spoga+gafa is a place to be in this moment, especially in this moment, let's say. Between all the products we knew from there in the past, the Cologne Fair enlarged their presentation with lifestyle products to give us the chance to see the newest collection in 2021. Of course, the fair will be not like always, but I'm absolutely sure that they will fulfill every health and safety issue and even more, so that we all can enjoy and receive new inspirations. We need the chance to place the order for the next year. We are looking optimistically into the second half of the year, and I hope that in between a short time all the stores can open their shops again and do their business. I wish all of you health and keep positive. Let's the finger cross and see you at the spoga+gafa.
Here I am again, but as you can see, I've just changed my location, as it is appropriate for the world's largest garden lifestyle trade fair into the green outdoors. And as I just heard, spoga+gafa is also presenting a guiding theme to the industry this year. I'm going to ask Stefan Lohrberg, director of spoga+gafa, about this and how they will really realize this theme in Cologne. Welcome, Stefan.
Many thanks. I also welcome you to the Sustainable Garden Project of spoga+gafa. We find ourselves here in the southern edge of Cologne, in the city district of Sulz. So our project garden is found in a classic garden allotment complex, and such gardens are very common in urban Germany and are currently experiencing an unbelievable renaissance. Last year's guiding theme of the trade fair, City Gardening, Gardening Without Gardens, impressively showed that more and more people are coming to the city or moving to the city, and that the need of one's own green space, whether on the balcony, the patio, in the backyard or in such leased gardens, is increasing enormously. So the industry is developing special solutions for small areas, and increasing turnover shows that urban private green spaces make a significant contribution to the success of the industry.
Such a nice little piece of ground. So what are you planning with the garden? What will it contribute to the spoga+gafa?
So, as we announced on the last day of 2019 trade fair, spoga+gafa 2020 is taking place following the guiding theme of sustainable gardens. No theme moves in our eyes the industry as much, whether on the supplier or on the retail side, and we thus know that the theme of sustainability is making a big impression on the industry. So products are being created with an eye on sustainability. Whole companies are founded on this basis, and however, sustainability also stands for uncertainty on the market. Is it only a buzzword, or does sustainability contain a real and relevant sustained turnover opportunity? And I think, or we think, that the industry is just finding itself, or it's still finding itself, and we want to provide the industry a high quality platform for this search. Whether on the fairgrounds or here in such a sustainable project garden, or in our sustainable project garden of spoga+gafa.
So where does the trend theme for 2020 is really coming from? Or let me just put it in another word. Aren't you concerned that this theme might be just a little bit overextended?
spoga+gafa is more than ever a platform of discussing themes of relevance for the industry and society together with experts. So we see our occasion precisely in the omnipresence of the theme. We see the need to discuss this theme and classify the opportunities and possibilities for the individual traders. So the theme of sustainability requires guiding principles. So it is our goal after City Gardening last year to accompany the industry with this theme, to enter into discussions with it and to provide it with possible solutions and concepts that benefit all members of the industry.
And how will the theme be realized at spoga+gafa?
So it will be possible to experience the themes throughout the fairgrounds, through product shows, lectures, speakers' corners and guided tours. So our theme communication will not just take place during the trade fair, it will be shown by us also before and after the fair. This, for example, via this sustainable garden where we find ourselves right now.
And how did spoga+gafa come up with the idea of creating such a sustainable garden? And maybe you can tell us a little bit about the concept behind it.
So the idea was to create an experimental garden in which we can show solutions being realized in practice. So on the basis of this garden, we concern ourselves with the question of how a garden can be designed sustainably. What is needed, which resources are to be conserved, what does a zero waste garden have to do with sustainability? So is it even practicable? So we created this garden in cooperation with Beatrice Degenhardt, an exciting blogger who's perfectly suited to the garden. Her ideas, her enthusiasm and determination have made this garden, after just, you have to know, 3 weeks, what we see right now. So together with her and many of our exhibitors, we want to investigate the opportunities and possibilities of sustainability in a garden or in such a garden here.
So if the garden looks like this after only 3 weeks of work, we can really look forward how this garden will present itself in September. So what do exhibitors have to do if they want to, let's say, present their products here in this garden?
So exhibitors can offer us their products if they're interested for the garden via the hashtag spoga+gafa and the email address sustainabilitystory@spoga+gafa.de. And we will look to see what we can still use, and we will incorporate, that's the plan, the products into our social media presences and present the ideas digitally to our visitors worldwide.
So I also know that you're providing a stage for sustainable products on the grounds. What does that look like?
So visitors can already find a first visible sign on our Trade Fair Boulevard. We will accompany our trend theme of sustainable gardens there with a large question mark of 4 meters high, and we thus provide each other with stimulation to question the theme and the expectations of market participants. We offer exhibitors the opportunity to signalize by displaying a green exclamation mark at their stands. That means I have an answer, my product is already on the way to sustainability, I have a solution, or we think we have a solution. Exhibitors can in this way become part of our guided sustainable tours on the fairgrounds too. It's very important, and this is for me important to say, it's very important for us to say that it is not just about only presenting exhibitors that already work 100% sustainably. Exhibitors who have only just gotten started are also important for us, and the journey is the destination. So that is the expectation and the offering of spoga+gafa 2020.
So far as I know, special areas are being repeated again this year. For example, the POS Green Solution Islands. What can the trade expect?
We've changed the concept a little this year, and we will present via 2 point-of-sale islands various types of product presentation levels at the trade fair. As you perhaps know, the islands had the size of 6 to 6 meters last year. This year there will be 2 islands with a size of, I think, 14 to 6 meters. And I would like to make use this discussion here to announce for the first time the 2 focus themes. These are, on the first hand side, gardens close to nature. We will call the island Outdoor Living, with a focus on sustainability. And the other one is Living Close to Nature, and we will call it Indoor Gardening, the garden in the home in times of increasing urbanization. And these special areas are a source of inspiration, that's the plan, for sales promoting campaign areas in the specialized as well as the wholesale trade at spoga+gafa. And we will point out the benefits of the islands for the trade even more clearly, we think, than in recent years, and especially for the specialized garden centers and the garden departments of the big DIY stores, the worldwide DIY stores. And more details about our point of sale, Green Solution Islands, will be available, I think, in the coming weeks, and I think it will be good to look forward to it.
Dear Mr. Lohrberg, thank you very much for having you with us. That all sounds quite exciting, so keep our fingers crossed that everything works out fine. I really enjoy having interviews here outside in the nature, the green. So for now, this is the end of our information session, but directly following it, the team of Koelnmesse is at your disposal to answer all your questions within the Writing Live chat. So please join us, and thank you very much for being with us. See you soon.